So we've got more faults. We have to start off. So the next thing that we're going to have to do is work out what is going on behind this dashboard. And he's now inside of the vehicle doing what he needs to do. So apparently he's got some better tools to diagnose what the problem might be. Although I've just put my head in there and he's been on Google.
You ready for the big reveal here?
I'm already done it now.
Here we go. Oh! There we go.
Part 2, baby. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a complete headache that has been dropped on me by a customer slash friend who I sold a car to on trade a few months ago. I sold it to We Buy Any Car and they've backed the deal. So if you haven't seen the first part, I would of course recommend that you watch the first part. However, it's not crucial because this is going to be hopefully really punchy and we're going to put this car right in moments. But essentially, the reason they've backed this car is because there isn't an engine management light showing when there should be an engine management light showing. In the first video, I foolishly plugged in a top-done machine and lots of people got in the comments going, oh, you think you're a car dealer with your top-done? Well, I brought Snap-on with me today and I definitely haven't borrowed it from the garage next door. This is the stuff that we use when we send a car through what's called a pre-delivery inspection, which I didn't do on this car because when I bought it with me in mind and then foolishly missed the engine light. I know I'm an idiot. I know, by all means, go back in the comments and remind me of how much an idiot I am, but I know I'm an idiot. Established? Okay. What we're going to do today is we're going to plug it in. We're going to read the codes because what I did 2 or 3 days ago was plugged it in with top down, read all the codes. We had knock sensor, we had timing issues, we had kind of lots of different what appeared to be historical faults. However, today I want to find out what's been brought up over the weekend, and I've done a good few miles in it, short trips, long trips, everything in the middle, and hopefully we're not going to have such a sinister list of faults because it was cleared before I took it for the weekend. So I'm going to get this set up. Callum's going to close the door because we tried to be very good with the bringing the car in and looking like I've just turned up at work, even though it's not got a reg on it and clearly I'm already mic'd up. However, let's try. Have you done that reg on that Merc? And this, unfortunately, is what I'm dealing with. I got Callum to make.
What's wrong with it?
Shut the door, Callum. Okay, so I've plugged in what is the holy grail of machines now. So I'm just going to find the car and let's hope and pray that we haven't got the sinister stuff. So it was bringing up knock sensors and I think that that is what the problem is. However, it just seems bizarre that someone would take an engine light out to hide a knock sensor. It was also bringing up timing issues that various people in the comments were saying, I think that's a timing chain. However, I've done 3,000 miles-ish in this car. Matt, my friend, had done a couple of thousand miles in the car. And it doesn't sound off. It sounds totally fine. It drives. Honestly, I've really enjoyed driving it this weekend. So worst case scenario, I will just have it for myself. And someone else put in the comments as well, just while this is loading up, oh, you should do the right thing and give Matt his £9,500 back rather than the 7.3 that he was offered at We Buy Any Car if you're a proper friend, something along those lines. Well, I'm not. I'm a car dealer and we're all gits. Jokes aside, the guy bought it at trade, on a trade deal. Really, I shouldn't be doing anything about it, but he is a mate, so I'm going to do. And the worst case scenario is I'll honour the price it was happy to take with somebody else without contacting me anyway. So I think that's pretty fair. Code scan. Blah, blah, blah. I've not made any repairs yet. No, I want to confirm my fix. Diagnostic health scan. Post scan. That's the one. That's the one. Right. Okay, that's not offensive so far. We've got engine management codes coming up here. It was bringing up all sorts of stuff to do with the gearbox as well, but that hasn't brought up this time. Handbrake was a problem before. It's not. Sensor for contact with door handle front, less short with ground, intermittent, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, these are all fine. That is looking pretty good, actually, to be fair. Okay. Knock sensors. Still. And we kind of knew that because they were existing and live codes at the time that we scanned it in the first place. However, it's not bringing up the issues with the timing, which I'm really, really, really pleased about because I was a little bit worried at the weekend. That's a lie, I thought about it once. So, code scanned results saved. NOx sensors, mate. But why would you remove an engine light bulb for a NOx sensor unless, and again, this goes back to what I thought in the first video, if you couldn't get hold of a sensor because you were maybe trying to sell the car and it was during COVID or whatever. Also, while I'm at it, a couple of other comments on the last video that I wanted to address. First of all, the guy whose mate used to be a bin man called Binny Jones, legend. That comment got pinned, mate. But somebody else put a comment in there as well saying, how has the car been MOT'd? I did check back to see whether or not we'd tested it, and we hadn't actually tested it. It was a service that we did, so I got confused on that. It had been tested just before it was brought in on a part exchange. And I'm tempted to ring the customer back and just see what his thoughts are on this. Anyway, we have got NOx sensor issues. I'm hoping that that's all it is. More digging required. I think we get the sensors out, clean the terminals up and see whether or not that actually fixes the problem. And if it does, that's great. But either way, we have to get this dashboard out. Or apparently you can run a scan on it. Again, another comment. Let me do some thinking over a large cup of coffee. See you soon. So I'm going to revert to my general knowledge. Google VW Touareg NOx sensor location. It's in here. Oh. And this is why you pay for premium. Remove the engine cover by pulling upwards. Use a 22mm spanner to undo the old sensor. Where is it, mate? There. The sensor will likely be seized. I was aware of that before I watched the video. Use penetrating fluid and extra leverage to loosen. Right. Over to you, Callum. This is not my domain. I'll be in the office. Ta-ra.
Everything's alright with a violet sky on my skin. Ooh, baby, I feel high with a violet sky on my skin. Let me breathe deep, let me get away.
Right, that's the last one in. So they're all nice and clean now. So I've taken them all out. That one's a bit of a bugger. So I had to use a blowtorch and get that taken out. But they're now all been taken out, cleaned thoroughly. And the one thing that has to be pointed out here is that one took me ages to get out of there. And I'm wondering, again, it did eventually come out though, didn't it? So it's going to be easy to finally get that out and do something with the dashboard. So I'm going to suggest what I do now is whiz it around the block, back in, plug in, are they back on? This isn't solving the problem whatsoever, but I'd just like to see there's a simple fix there. Yeah, round the block, back in, and we go again. Right, so we'll get it round the block. We will see how we get on, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have any problems. What a it's not come back on. Tried being clever there, because the light pinged on. I thought, oh, we'll film that again with the light coming on. It's not come on. Oh, thanks for opening the door properly, Cal. That's, you know, squeezed through there. Honestly, paid way too much that month, doing a great deal of sod all, do all the sensors myself. Right, so we're very lucky here that we've got a nice little estate that we can just whiz around. So I'm going to fire it around the bottom of the estate. It is still warmish, so I can give it a little bit of pillock. And off we go, toodle pips. Drives absolutely fine, as it always has been doing. Plug in. This is your problem for having a successful business. If you were quiet like me, you wouldn't have a problem, Dylan. Well, so maybe look at your business plan. You've got a point there. You're on the dropped curb. Dropped curb. Ah, parking walls. Look, he's run away, look. This is the situation that we've got here. Dropped curb, is that?
I don't know, it's slightly raised.
Literally a space there.
I'm not going to
Lazy. Lazy. Thanks for letting us borrow the machine. I mean, I've used my Snap-on machine for this. Speaking of which, let's do another plug-in. Okay, fingers crossed. They're so helpful, but they park like prats, and it's just, you can't be angry, can you? Okay, right, I'll just plug this in here really quickly. When I say I plug it in, I've got a bad back from carrying everyone else's effing problems at the moment, so Callum's done that. Right, here we go. If it sorted these problems out by cleaning those sensors off, I don't know if I'm more worried or less worried as a result of it. However, this so far is going remarkably well. Yeah, Callum's nodding. This is not our style. So continue, blah, 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 blah. Let's take a little while. I pressed the wrong button again. I keep doing this. I don't know how you've got that's meant to be a Z at the end of that reg. And you've put a 2. Okay, we are ready to code scan. Are we ready? Oh, I just pressed the wrong one. Yeah, I know to press no. I know to press no. Oh! Right, code scan. So we've got more faults. We have to start off, yeah, knock sensor. So cleaning it has not resolved the issue. The car needs a knock sensor. So we have concluded from that taking a part off and cleaning it doesn't always fix it. Stay tuned for more mechanical knowledge. Either way, that isn't the problem because there should still be an engine management light on this car. So the next thing that we're going to have to do is work out what is going on behind this dashboard, whether or not someone's been cheeky with a bit of black paint, or whether or not someone's put a resistor in, I was reading, or whether or not the bulb's gone, which is unlikely. It's a knock sensor. How much are knock sensors?
Use your mechanical knowledge.
I'm going to use my mechanical knowledge again. Someone else commented on the video.
Comment, like it.
Look at this live comment. Seriously, I've cured many knock sensor faults with a little file and some electrical cleaner. Also remove the AdBlue injector and make sure it's not crystallized. Ooh. Thank you. Matt Mickey, 6967. We are literally live. Well, we're not, but you know what I mean. However, it's telling me it's a knock sensor. Let's see how much they are. So, oh no!
Just explain it. There was a comment that someone did say that they were about that price.
Someone said they're about 600 quid, and I thought, no, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same.
Oh. But then here, you've got a knock sensor on eBay. Oh, do we need Bob? How's it 800 quid for a knock sensor? Are these people drunk?
He's a phone call away. It's Bob.
Bob is a phone call away. Should we get Bob on?
Get Bob on.
Bob is an amazing man. He's one of the most annoying people you'll ever meet, but he's amazing. He comes into my office and eats bacon sandwiches. Hi, Bob.
Bob's call centre.
How are you, mate?
Call number 12 of the day.
I'll wait.
How we doing?
All right, thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, congratulations.
What happened?
Why, what happened? Apparently you have a child.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how did that happen? Well, who knows?
I can talk you through it, but you wouldn't like it. It was quick, though. She hardly noticed I was there, Bob.
Yeah, just the 9 months after.
Yeah, quite. So, no, little baby boy, he's actually having his...
He wandering around on cloud 9 currently?
No, he's in hospital having an operation for 2 weeks in. Little git, yeah. They said his is too big.
You know what I mean? It's not yours then.
Oh, thanks, Bob. So no, but all good, thank you, mate. How are things with you?
It'll be a lot better about 4 o'clock today when I'm done for the weekend.
What day is it?
It's Wednesday.
How are you done for that? Right, okay. What's your plans before 4? Well, I
Don't
could
know,
pick I could pick your incredible brain for free.
Yeah, go on. Why? What have you got a problem with? No, not Touareg.
Were you watching? Were you?
I may have seen that. Yes.
So, Touareg, however you want to pronounce it.
Yes.
It's coming up with a knock set. It's not the timing chain, I don't think.
No. What fault codes have you got?
Right. So I have taken the knock sensors out myself and cleaned them up
God.
and put them back in.
Yeah, but it depends what you're getting. Because your knock sensors it runs through a control module, and the knock sensors they're 500 quid a pop.
Oh.
Prone to failure, but it depends on the code you're getting, whether you're getting an implausible signal or what. That's
Okay.
yeah. First thing you need to do is scan it with something that can see what it's actually been doing with manufacturer codes and frequencies and blah 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 blah. Boring. You're not interested, I know, but
Tell you what.
yeah, right. Yeah, you see, there we go. I'll swing down and we'll have a full scan of it today at some point and see what the best option is.
Okay. Superb.
Okay, I will see you in a bit.
Fantastic. Thank you, Bob.
Okay, Rob.
I've missed you. I'm back.
Yeah, back like a bad smell.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
All right, see you in a bit.
See you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
There's an expert in the building. No jokes. Bob's here, and he's now inside of the vehicle doing what he needs to do. So apparently he's got some better tools to diagnose what the problem might be. Although I've just put my head in there and he's been on Google. It's never good. You fixed it, Bob?
No. Full scan, waiting for it. Patience, dear.
How long will it take?
Another minute or so. No, it's done.
So Bob is using tools now that we don't have that are very, very good. Yeah, that's the technical stuff over with.
Yeah, currently at this point, if there was an engine light, it wouldn't be on.
Right, okay. So there's no fault codes now.
No fault codes.
But
You have cleared them, I take it.
yeah, I've cleared them and they came back on with that knock sensor again. Subsequently, we pulled the knock sensors out and cleaned them, put them back in, and then it came up with them again. That could just be because Callum didn't do a good job.
Well,
That was me. What?
Did we clear the code before you try to scan it again?
currently they're not there.
You just did a rescan, didn't you?
I might not have cleared the codes. Right, okay.
And this is why you should not be let loose with computers.
It could just be the bulb's gone.
Are they LED bulbs? Or...
They are LEDs, and what I suspect,
you would have to break a
I
circuit.
don't know whether there is a. Let's see if we can do a test sequence.
The bulb could.
It's a bulb.
It's the bulb.
It's not a bulb.
Right, so
Okay.
we should have an engine light there.
Yes.
But you see how the main beam one is looking very shadowed.
Yes.
I'm expecting to see a load of plumber's mate or something similar in there that somebody's shoved in there to hide the engine light.
But the engine light shouldn't be on anyway.
Should with the ignition, and it should be now because I'm doing a test.
With you. Follow.
So that is a test of all the indicator lights in there.
Right.
But see how this one's shadowed, like somebody's possibly shoved something in there?
But why is the big question.
Why do people do a lot of things? So the next one will be to check that out and see where it's see where we're at with that.
Okay, so it's dashboard out.
Yep.
Which I could probably do, but I'll probably let Bob take over from here.
It's probably a wise idea.
The plot thickens.
Yes,
Doesn't it?
very much so. What
So the car has no fault. Is the timing chain all right?
Yeah, because you'd end up with a cam crank synchronization issue.
I did have that. On one of the first scans that we did, it was on there.
So what you can end up with at that point, if one of the VVTs
Yeah.
throws a bit of a wobbler for whatever reason,
Being there with the VVT. Terrible.
that will throw that I've had it, not with Volkswagens, with Mercs before, where they do it when it's something completely unrelated and it throws a cam-crank synchronisation and there's absolutely no fault with it.
So it's not the chain.
I wouldn't appear to be. If it was out, if it was out all the time, it would fling back that cord straight away as soon as you
Fired it up.
start it up.
And it sounds silky and buttery.
It sounds perfectly. What does that?
I am baffled by this.
Because now, like I say, now currently no fault codes. It needs a drive cycle to see what will go, but I think the first thing to do is have a look behind there.
You're going to take the dash out. Sorted. Right, Bob. I'll leave you to it.
A few moments later.
Bob's upstairs in the bar. Place you normally find Bob, to be fair.
One interesting one. We've had some work done before. We just want only valid if seal intact.
So you're breaching a warranty?
Do we know where the warranty's from?
No.
No.
I wonder if it's had a set of clocks in it. So as you can see there's an issue because it's got a little sticker on there which would indicate that someone's been in there before, which we kind of know anyway, to be fair. At least it didn't say, "Oh no, not again" on the back. Yeah, what's that say?
There's something in there.
Honestly, if we can just dig it out with something and put it back in and it's fixed, that's going to make a really rubbish video.
You ready for the big reveal here?
I'm married, don't know.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, there we go. There you go, the offending article.
No way.
Bit of paper with some ink on it.
You can write it.
You see that? There's an engine light in there.
Wow.
Anyway.
Okay.
How naughty.
Worth knowing. I'll keep that.
Plumber's mate works better.
Because it's harder to get out. That's the result.
Well, we'll have an engine light now.
So Bob used to work for the AA a number of years ago, didn't you, Bob?
I did.
But he had to leave because he felt like he was heading to a breakdown.
But cubic cars where the fun never stops.
Mate, if this fixes it, you're worth a tenner all day, Bob. That was scribbled in anger as well, wasn't it? You can see.
They could at least use a sharp.
Can't get that censor out.
They could have at least written ha on the back of it.
Right. Are we going to bask in the warm glow of an engine management light? I couldn't want an engine management light on anymore.
It's a miracle. At that point.
Fixed it. Fixed it. You're welcome.
Needs a drive cycle.
Okay, drive it.
Let's go, innit?
But
That is coming back on. That is 100% coming back on, isn't it?
Probably, but then
At least we know where we're at now.
at least we've got an engine light to.
I don't have anything else to add, really. I'm a bit baffled. So I'm going to drive it home and see if it comes back on, I guess. So, thank you for joining us on part 2. If there isn't a part 3, it never came back on, or I've got a sneaky feeling there will be a part 3.
Yeah, I think there will be.
No. Thanks for your confidence, Bob. Cheers.